Hi everyone. Today is the last of our Revenue in the Redwood series. I started on Sunday and ended on Monday. It's a two-part series. Today we're going to go figure out how ample market should target. Now, my friend Evan Dunn here has spoken so highly about this platform and the quality of their intent signals. I'm having lunch with a couple of their founders on Thursday. And so I thought I would do this video to really hone my skills here on the persona development side. Now, we talk a lot about company targeting and which companies to target, when to target them, what to say to them, how to use ChatGPT in that process. But we haven't really gone in depth about persona development. And one thing that I'm kind of seeing in my business is that if you get the right persona right, they can make use of your product as it exists today. You don't have to build additional features, etc., because there is a persona that can use the data, in my case, the jobs data, and can take it to market as it exists. I don't need to do any additional work. The data itself is useful because the teams that I am selling to are growth teams, really. Now, traditionally, I've sold into sales teams that have used my full end-to-end process to do outbound and TAM scoring and all that stuff. But really, with just the jobs data, I've got this really great jobs database, 5 million jobs in the last 90 days. Who are the teams that can really action us today without any additional work? So this is an exercise for me as well as it is for Ample Market. And what I'm doing is I'm taking their customer case. I'll walk you through what we're doing in this video. We're going to define their ICP and buyer persona programmatically here with ChatGPT. Then what we're going to do is we're really going to go into persona development. The ICP stuff is good, mid-market companies, etc., is who they're targeting. But really, I want to identify the people that can take these complex growth motions, which are very similar to the stuff that I do. How are we going to find them? How can we find the people that really get it? And these are like growth luminaries, really, that can leverage these types of tools like Ample Market. It's like my friend Evan Dunn. And so what I really am interested in is specifically determining not just titles, because the titles are a little bit all over the board. I want to know keywords in both their job descriptions, in their LinkedIn descriptions, their job descriptions too, and also how they are speaking publicly about growth. And I think this is the best way to find the best folks for Ample Market. So we're going to dive into it. We're going to get in a lot of tactics. You're going to watch me walk through my process here. So I'm going to be thinking live and just speaking out loud about how I'm thinking about this. And hopefully this is an exercise for you that you can replicate in your own business. All right, let's dive in. Too much talk here. But don't you want to see look at how, isn't that pretty? Maybe I should do it like this the whole video. All right. So Ample Market, it's so funny. Everyone, just throw in AI. Just throw in AI in what you do. It's better. This is really funny. Okay, I'm sure that they do some AI stuff. It's just really funny. I need an ICP and buyer persona for this B2B SaaS company. And it works better if you say act as the VP of product marketing when doing this exercise. Here's a company's website. So I just paste in the website. And there's another way to do this too, which is this like GPT summarizer, which I use this. We're going to use this tool throughout the video, but basically you can provide prompts for this tool on any website and it will give you a summary. So this allows you to put in more actual useful content into ChatGPT. So we're actually going to use this tool instead of the full website so that we don't put in a bunch of other goofy stuff. So great, that's a good first piece. There's so much that they do. Let's see if we can just go to a couple of these pages. And what I really like I always kind of go to the customer stories page. So let's go here. Go here. Now, of course, you could do this programmatically in Clay, but I like to see things. I want to look at what ChatGPT is coming up with to see if I agree with it, if it's going to helpful. Like, okay, this is great. So this is actually useful information. Let's copy and paste these into, and I'm going to close the window because otherwise I'll get lost. Oh, this is so helpful. Look at this. It stays highlighted to know if you've copied it. Boy, that's a really helpful feature. So that way I know I already have that page. Okay, now let's just pop open a bunch of customer stories here. 1, 2. I like to, so I've already done this. I have done this work before. I did cheat a little bit, and I found all the people in all of these case studies. So a lot of case studies here. We're just going to pop open this little ChatGPT summarizer. I'm going to close these other windows because they'll drive me crazy. I think we got all these already. All right, summarize. Isn't like AI so crazy? Like, how does this even work? I mean, I guess I know how it works technically, but it's just funny. All right, let's see if this guy's done. This guy's done. Now, of course, some of you smart automation people are going to be like, what are you doing, Jordan? There's like a much better way to do this. And you're probably right, but I think also the beauty of the way that I'm doing this is that anyone can do it this way. It doesn't require you to have some fancy technical capabilities, or you just got to install this Chrome extension. I feel like most growth can be done with Chrome extensions. All right, I wonder if this context window is getting a little, yeah, it's pretty, no, it's probably okay. Their case studies and some product pages. Okay. Yeah, that's probably the most that I could. Yeah, that's that's the most I could put in one window. But I always like to just give it as much context as I can because this is going to be helpful in the whole rest of our chat. Now, it does start to get drunk after a while, which is really important to recognize. Is that ChatGPT, the more context you give it, the worse that it does over time. And so it's super important for you to balance this out. And sometimes you have to take an existing chat and kill the chat. And if you kill the chat and then just provide the output of that chat to a new chat, it's very helpful. I know that's like confusing, but I'll walk you through what I mean. Redo this. Here is some additional information from case studies to, can you redo the ICP and persona with any additional information here that might be helpful? Okay. All right. Okay, let's see this. This is good, actually. This is true. I bet you these are right. VP Victor. It's really, I don't know where ChatGPT got persona naming, but it's very good at this. Sales Sally, it's really good. All right, let's see if we got, okay, this is good. This is true. It's interesting. Yeah, I think actually, I bet you that this is not their persona. So we're going to scaling Sam. This is really good. This is all true. Okay. So now we're going to do something kind of interesting, something I've never done before. So this is a total test. You're going to run this with me. What I've done is I've actually found all the people from their case studies. So I want to go really deep on persona development. So let's have a conversation with ChatGPT. Below are the summaries of LinkedIn profiles from actual ample market buyers. What I would like you to do is go ultra deep on persona development. I not only want to understand titles, but I also want to understand the keywords that might exist inside of their LinkedIn profiles and or recent LinkedIn post. Can you take all this information and assume you had perfect information on the internet of any keyword inside of a LinkedIn post or LinkedIn profile, and build a persona targeting matrix here that includes all of the job titles, specific keywords that you might find in perfect fit people, and anything else that you think would be relevant given what you know about both the ICP persona and the summaries of these LinkedIn profiles. Leave no stone unturned. Okay, I use this Whisper Sync. It takes in OpenAI's Whisper API to be able to translate my text to speech. But there's one on the Mac that works really, really well. It's also so cheap. So I probably want to put in breaks. No. Stop generating. Yeah, I probably want to put in breaks between. I tried to do my best here with ChatGPT to give it so that it knows. Now there are some things that I'm not showing you, not because I don't want to, but that are the setup prompts for these summarizers. And basically they're like the custom instructions, which you can do inside of ChatGPT to help make sure that it gets all of these details. Because this just summarizes in whatever way you tell it to. So be brief, explain a lot. And in this case, I'm actually, I did the opposite usually of what I do. And I say leave no stone unturned, be as specific as possible. Because I want all the context and I want ChatGPT to help me understand all the context of these people. This context window is getting a little long, but I think I can fit all in before it smacks me. I don't like being smacked by ChatGPT, but when I do, I understand because I'm only paying $20 a month for this, which is. I send an email to Sam Altman. I'm like, dude, you should charge me more. I would pay more. Who does that? What kind of customer says you should pay? You should pay more. Okay. Yeah, this should. Okay, come on. Yeah. Okay. Why don't I delete that? Okay. Well, it got a little goofy. Yeah, this is where it's really helpful to know to understand the personas. So I actually think that this is really sloppy. Yeah, so let's try to refine it. Given that you have a lot of context in Ample Market from the summaries of the people that have actually bought it, I have a hypothesis that they are selling to a wide variety of people. And my hypothesis is that their best customers are actually super thoughtful, data-driven growth folks that are obsessed with revenue, data, orchestration, and are essentially one-man shows at their organizations, or maybe they work with a very small team. Is this supported by the data? And if it is, I'm looking for way more specific keywords that they would talk about inside of their LinkedIn post or their LinkedIn descriptions. Examples of this might include 2-word engrams like data-driven or growth using data. Those kinds of keywords that are ultra specific to both growth people as well as folks that understand that good growth requires complex motions that Ample Market can make simple. Okay, let's see how well this works. Thanks for spending time with me. I know that you could be using your time to do anything, and I'm really grateful that you're here watching this. Yeah. Yeah, it's like getting, I think it might be getting, okay, well, those are good. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Great. Now, I'm not actually looking for you to do an ICP and persona anymore. I just want you to focus only on the persona. And I want you to give me 2 buckets of paragraphs. The first bucket includes all of the variations of the titles that they could target. And the second bucket is all of the specific keywords that you think that these titles would talk about in their LinkedIn profile or their LinkedIn post. I don't want anything else except the 2 to 3 keyword commas separated in each bucket, and all variations of the title. So if founder is a title, for example, you might say founder, comma, co-founder, comma, co-space founder. Leave no stone unturned and make sure that these 2 paragraphs capture the titles that are absolutely perfect for Ample Market and all the variations of those titles, as well as all of the keywords that these titles specifically would talk about in their LinkedIn profile and their LinkedIn post. These keywords need to be absolutely specific, where if we know we're talking about them, that they are great fits for Ample Market. So all I'm doing here is like, we've got the capability to query over 700 million profiles with SQL here. And so I want to know, what is that query to find these perfect customers? Okay, I do think that their growth, yeah, this is great. Okay, this is great. I want you to also to look at things for, like if they talk about numbers, for example, and to be clear, I'm going to be writing a SQL query here. So like I do want them to talk about SaaS as a bucket. I want them to talk about growing teams, quota attainment, and I'm interested in if they talk about a lot of numbers, percentages, growth rates, words like target market, growth roadmap, growth engines is a really great one. Pipe generation, win rates, product launches, go to market strategy, growth strategy, processes, growth operations, revenue generation, pipeline generation, quota attainment, pipeline, inbound, outbound, advanced automation, automation processes, sales pipelines, cross-domain or cross-department partnerships, B2B SaaS, data-oriented sales strategies, data-oriented, sales leads, marketing initiatives, content strategies, growth strategy. I kind of like this guy actually. Sales enablement, optimization, campaign execution, percentage increases, any sort of mention of growth tools or growth technology. Any certifications. New product. Okay, so I think ChatGPT is getting a little drunk here because it's not doing a great job at this. And so I just had to Jordan GPT this. Update these two paragraphs with this information and add a third paragraph that would help someone using SQL to query this data. For example, these folks often talk about numbers like pipeline generation, top line growth, etc. And I want to be able to capture that, e.g. Query the data for count of mentions of percentage and number symbols. Okay, so basically what I want to do is I want to improve this is much better. I want to improve the title targeting. Sorry, you're like looking directly at the sun. That must be obnoxious for you, I'm sorry. Great. Yeah, this is great. Okay, this is great. Now can you lowercase all of these, redo it, and for variations of words like SQL and sales qualified lead, I want you to separate them out by commas, making sure to account for all of the titles that you might care about. Now, I think that the growth roles or growth revenue roles are really good. I also think that we might want to look at demand generation roles, or other variations of like data-driven growth roles that are operationally focused. So, and make sure to separate those out by commas too. Now, SQL query considerations, you did a pretty good job here, but I want you to give me other ways to think about how do I identify people that are multifaceted, that care really much about their quota attainment, and that think about numbers really heavily. So, try to redo that section with that in mind, keeping the information about percentages and numbers there. Now redo this. So basically what I'm trying to do is I want to get a better understanding of the persona and LinkedIn profile post so that I can hand this off to my SQL engineer to do a really good job of building a list here and scoring all the people in a market. So I kind of want to know who is the person that Ample Market should go after next. I want to look through 700 million profiles and say, who is the person that of all of these people in the entire universe that Ample Market should target, within B2B SaaS, et cetera, that we know the person that they could spend unlimited amounts of time on because they are great persona fits for Ample Market, that they understand how to take Ample Market's capabilities to market. Yeah, okay. Yeah, great. Yes. Okay. This is great. Okay, so I have everything I need now. Actually, one more thing. Great. Now I want you to define in as much detail as possible the ICP. So, for example, B2B SaaS with X number of employees, I want to make sure if I find these people that they absolutely hit upon the ICP that Ample Market should focus on. Leave no stone unturned and be as detailed as you possibly can here to make sure that when I do this people query, that it's absolutely right. Sorry, I got distracted. There was like an eagle. There was an eagle overhead. Oh, wow, that's interesting. The data automation stuff is really, really interesting. So I'm probably going to want to do a count of folks that have growth or sales, et cetera, in their title. That's really interesting. Oh, US based. Okay, great. All right. Well, this. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I have B2B SaaS. Okay. Well, actually, so this is everything I need here. I got to go to the data basement here. You don't want to watch this part. But this, let's just like kind of summarize what we did. All right. So today, what we did in this video is we figured out who a company's ICP and persona is with additional information for ChatGPT with ChatGPT Summarize Everything. We pulled up their personas, their case studies, their website to really get a good understanding of who they target. But that wasn't enough because one thing I have learned is that if you find the type of person that can take a lot of complexity and make it simple, at least for me and my product, which is probably similar for Ample Market here, that those people can take your product and, go to the moon with it because they think about the problem the way that you think about the problem. And in Ample Market's case, they've got all of these great case studies of how people are thinking about it. And using people's words, right, the words that they use on their profile and in their LinkedIn post, is a great way to target because you'll never be able to find density of, without doing this, you'll never be able to say, how good is this person for this problem? One thing I didn't show you, which is getting integrated in our platform the next week or so, is we are matching closed jobs to people. So now we can do this type of persona targeting by the density of keywords in their LinkedIn profile, the density of their recent posts that talk about these keywords, as well as the density of keywords in the job description that they have been hired for. This type of large data pulls are really the future of growth, I think. And none of these databases, none of these Apollo, ZoomInfos, who, I have great respect for their data, but they just don't let you do this because they're speaking to the common denominator. And great growth is about not being the common denominator. It's about taking the unique insights you have about your customers to large data sets quickly and deploying that to market quickly. And I know of only a few revenue leaders, Evan Dunn being one of them, that have built the internal capabilities to do that. Most of the folks are agencies like me that can do that for companies. Thanks for watching for our last in the series of revenue in the Redwoods. I hope you have a wonderful Monday, and I couldn't be more grateful that you have come to watch me speak to the internet. Speak to you, but also, speak to ChatGPT, and just come along with me in my journey to learn more. I hope you've learned something too. Have a great Monday. Bye.